Hi Scorpio, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Taurus and Scorpio on Tuesdays. So the deck that I'm using today is called the Deviant Moon Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, the link is in the description below. So, I do want to give you guys the heads up that sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them, however, I usually only take cards that jump out, like these ones have. And usually if they'll jump out in a group that's too big, I'll go ahead and put them back and continue shuffling. But my goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your reading. So I'm just going to keep shuffling until we get roughly 5 more cards, and then we can get started. All right, Scorpio. So, I do want to remind you guys that in case you enjoyed the video, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the 3 of Wands here. Now, the 3 of Wands is actually a really interesting energy because, at least the way it's depicted in this deck, is that I find it really interesting that this person has sort of this umbilical cord tied to these wands that are into the ground, right? So it's like this person in a way is kind of, stuck there waiting until the plants are ready in order for them to leave, right? So I like to think of these wands as ideas or actions or things that you're doing. So I think that for a lot of you guys, you feel kind of committed to an idea and you're waiting to see how it plays out. So I think that you guys are trying a lot of new things right now. And that's really, I think, beneficial for you guys because, this person has three of the wands there, right? And I like that they have sort of this plan A, B, C instead of committing themselves entirely to one singular idea. Because I think that, the idea of sort of being stuck and fixated on one single thing can sometimes hold you guys back because you guys do have that, fixed sign energy. So you guys can be very stubborn and you guys can be very sort of like wanting to prove a point. And sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's about finding whatever is most beneficial or convenient for you. And I think that that's, now that I'm looking at the reading, I think it's a romantic partner because I see the King of Wands, the King of Cups, and the King of Pentacles, and you have the 1, 2, 3. So definitely, if you guys are playing your field a little bit, I think that this is probably for the best. Like, for sure, in a romantic sense, I'm looking at this King of Cups, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then you have the King of Pentacles, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So you have a water sign and an earth sign male. And then you have a fire sign male, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So the fact that these two are in reverse and this one's in the upright tells me that you probably have the best chance with a fire sign if that's who you're involved with. or somebody who has a lot of fire in their chart. So if you can get their chart, like their astrological chart, that will be very convenient for you guys. But, you know, if you don't have multiple partners, I think that what's going on here, or multiple suitors, I should say, is that you're dealing with someone who has a lot of this, like, they're very talkative, they're very extroverted with the Hermit in the reverse, but they're not very good at dealing with their emotions. Because the King of Cups, when he's in reverse, is very emotional, but not in a positive way, right? This is somebody who is a little bit cold, a little bit overly emotional, manipulative, for sure. They are really good at getting what they want, but, you know, they hurt other people in the process, right? So the King of Cups is sort of my, like, narcissistic kind of tendencies person, because they're so good at emotionally manipulating people. They're so good at talking to a person and telling them everything that they would want to hear, but then not meaning any of it, or even worse, like, working off of somebody's insecurities or pains or traumas or whatever in order to get what they want, right? And with this Hermit in reverse, this person, you know, is very outspoken, because the Hermit, it talks about going deep within and being in a very introspective energy, right? And this person is obviously afraid. So I think that for a lot of you guys, like, this person has probably been afraid for a long time and sort of opened up in confidence. But now that they have, like, they're a little bit kind of, I feel like this is somebody who feels betrayed by the world and they're lashing out. And that's why they're sort of in this less than emotionally healthy energy. And it's very interesting because you have this 10 of Swords in reverse and the 6 of Swords in the reverse. So the 6 of Swords in the upright talks about leaving a bad situation and moving towards a good one. And this isn't a card that I see very often in the reverse. So to see it in the reverse to me feels like instead of, you know, one step forward, you're taking 2 steps back. So be careful in particular if you're returning to someone who has been emotionally abusive or manipulative in the past, because I don't think that it's changed. And this 10 of Swords usually talks about, in the upright at least, like betrayals, backstabbings, pain, devastation. The fact that it's in reverse tells me that, well, normally I would say that it's that you're moving away from that pain and not experiencing that backstabbing, betrayal things anymore. But because it's in reverse in this context with sort of this energy, I feel like this person is making a mountain out of a molehill. So it's like you could have to cancel plans because of, like, you have a doctor's appointment or you got sick or whatever, and this person could say, oh, well, it's because you don't love me, oh, it's because you're a bad person, and then they just say all these terrible things, and that's sort of like, don't fall for it, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you feel like you're being manipulated, if you feel like this person doesn't have their best intentions out, like, talk to the people around you, use your support system, and make sure that you're in a healthy relationship. With this King of Pentacles, I'm getting very much a man-child kind of energy. So the King of Pentacles in the upright is very stable, is very independent. So because it's in reverse, tells me, like, this is a person who probably lives with their parents, and, like, there's no shame in that, but, like, to a negative degree. Probably, like, extorts their parents, uses them to, right? Like, it feels like a person who's very immature and relies on other people both financially and emotionally. So, you know, all around, this person feels like they need to do a lot of healing, right? So with this Knight of Wands, like I was saying earlier, I don't think this is connected to these two energies. I think that this Knight of Wands is some kind of a father figure, right? And they don't necessarily have to be like a father figure to you. They just have to be like a fatherly type figure, because it's very interesting because the Queen of Pentacles, for example, has children around her. But in this one, the King of Wands has children and the King of Pentacles does not, right? So I feel like this person, you know, could have kids from, like, a previous marriage or just, like, is a baby daddy or whatever. But, like, this person, like, they have a good way of communicating with people of all ages. And it's very interesting. I believe it was Socrates that said that you can always tell how intelligent someone is by how well they can communicate with children. And I feel like this person is very mature. You know, some of the immature fire signs will usually not be able to understand that other people can't keep up with them. But this person, I feel, is very mature. Like, they understand that, you know, sometimes they're a little bit more motivated or a little bit more like excitable than other people. So they sort of tone it down and they accommodate other people instead of making it all about themselves, right? Like, this is fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aries is the baby of the zodiac, so they're very much known for being impulsive. You know, Leo is known for acting like they're the center of the universe, because, you know, you have that sun symbolism where all the planets in the solar system roll around the sun, which is Leo's ruling planet, right? And those are qualities of immature fire signs. I feel like this person has evolved past that and has acknowledged those things. And it's very interesting because you have this Hanged Man and this Page of Cups. So I feel like whenever I see the Hanged Man, my advice to you is that the answer may not be as clear, may not be so clear. So I think that you need to do a lot of thinking on this situation. Really think about what it is that you want out of it. Really think what it is that you need out of it, right? Because those things sometimes aren't mutually exclusive, but sometimes they are. So I think that you guys need to do a lot of thinking, because that's what the Hanged Man is about. You know, the Hanged Man, the reason he hangs himself by the foot is that so he is literally able to see the world from a different perspective. And that will allow you to really make the best outcome, because I feel like with this Page of Cups, you are wanting to come forth romantically. And like I was saying in the very beginning, like, if you're seeing 3 different options for like dating someone, like a water sign, earth sign, or fire sign, like, this fire sign feels like the person that you are going to want to come forth and give an offer to. But either way, like, I think that you guys need to do some balancing between like your love life and probably your like mental health and your just general health. Like, if you're able to balance those 2 things, you're gonna reach a healthy relationship. Go figure. But either way, I think that you guys have the foundation for a lot of positivity here. It's just a matter of, you know, really listening to yourself, really listening to the people around you that care about you, and really, you know, making sure that you're hanging out with the right people that actually care about you. But that was your reading first time around, Scorpio. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment, because I really like to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Scorpio videos on Tuesdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.